Stand by. The program will begin soon.
There's an example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. We might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she's never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentle way.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and is seen walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have been required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive pardon, whether he can issue President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
President. That
you
would be
can't?
a gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse
President-
of presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt, or
Ah,
at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a
this.
pardon also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that
the
committee?
seeking of pardons is
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. Are you going to condemn that pardon?
Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people, commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators linking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The
of a
audacity!
president who's so clearly
The
concerned about his own
audacity!
criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Black the Boy asks, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Havocado Stabby, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. Bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
And I remember to turn my microphone on, and we've got a lot to talk about today, although I haven't really read any of these articles. Well, I've read a couple. Never mind. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. Very careful not to wear a blue suit today, yes, because as if I ever wear a suit here. But anyway, I didn't really see this controversy over the weekend about the suit. I thought it was hilarious how quickly those media people looked like idiots, and well, that's kind of par for the course. Anyway, I had a wonderful weekend drinking lots of beer and bourbon with my friends over the weekend in Des Moines, Iowa. If you saw Friday's show, which not a whole lot of you did, I hung out at West End Lounge and interviewed college students. I was having trouble with the chat. I couldn't scroll very well, so if I missed some of the questions you were asking, I apologize. The Streamlabs mobile app is not necessarily the most user-friendly, and also I didn't want the chat on the screen, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. They changed. They used to be able to do it without having with the chat on the screen for me, but you would not see it, and I could not figure out how to do that. Plus, couldn't get out of the corners of the screen, so it was hard to scroll. But whatever, it was fun. Really, really good time. And no, they weren't minors. They were all 21, as far as I know. I don't care. I'm not touching any of them. Anyway, and I had a great time seeing old friends, as I do once a year at the Drake Relays, and it was a good time. So there you go. So I hope you had a good weekend. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you did, fan-fucking-tastic. Let's get on with the show. Let's say hi to everybody and get it going. First in the chat today, of course, is Mr. Afcots Diabli, who gets the bell. Oh, did I hear the bell yet? Oh, here it is. There we go. Also, good morning, Somnable Nation. Thanks for tweeting out the show. Kara Soldier, Bookworm Addict. Let's see. Oh, Mike Savage, Blarg. I said to scroll down a lot. You guys, people coming in slow. Tribute Liberty, what's up, my brother? Good morning. Resolute Germs in the house. K Show, good morning. Tire. Alexander. The Pope, Tire. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I screwed that up. Let me try that again. Pope Tyrannus the Third, the Blessed Lich. There, now I got it right. Good morning, Green Badger Outdoors. Sid Cage already. Well, is that it? Whoa, wow, this is disappointing. Well, some people are rolling eventually. 18 people here. 7 likes. Hit the like button. Keep the ratio above 50%, please. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Who's that comedian that does that in all the Adam Sandler movies? The dude, I can picture his face. Rob Schneider? Yeah, Rob Schneider. As Rob Schneider would say, you can do it. Desert Trams in the house. Good morning. Nice to have you back. Yeah, it's always good to see, the names that I don't see as often pop in every once in a while. I appreciate that. So, and Shrapnel's in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Dun, 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 dun. Uh-oh, what did I just close? I accidentally closed. What tab did I close? Reopen, close tab. Okay, not that one. Oh, no, that's not the one. Oh, I see. I see what I did. I didn't close the tab. I was like, why didn't that time close? Anyway, hi. I'm back in the show. Good morning, Jabberjaw. Another name we don't get to see as often, but happy when we do. Glad to have you here. All right, so do we do the? Oh shoot, I forgot to do here. Hang on, holiday calendar. What's on the holiday calendar? I saw. So Columbus Day was trending this morning, and I'm like, wait a minute. Columbus, why is Columbus Day not until like September, October, some shit. But it was trending today, and I was like, why is Columbus Day trending? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Today is actually, though, for the holidays, today is National Superhero Day. So whether you like the Marvel superheroes or the DC superheroes or any other superheroes of the independent ones, or what does my dude Isom, that guy, he does comics. Anyway, it's National Superhero Day. Celebrate National Superhero Day with your own superpowers. Show kindness and courage. Oh, that's nice. And to make a world a better place. It's also National Blueberry Pie Day. I love me some blueberry pie. If it's good. Sometimes, have you ever had a bad blueberry pie? I've had one. I've had one bad blueberry. And the only reason I remember it is because it was so bad. It was the worst. Whoever made it, I can't even remember who made it, but it was terrible. But usually blueberry pie is one of my favorites. It's Kiss Your Mate Day. It's Save the Frogs Day. Stop Food Waste Day. That's a good one. Stop food. Don't over make food and don't throw it away. Clean your plate, like Grandma said. Festival of Ridvan. I have no idea what the hell that is. Dive into joy, celebration, spiritual reflections, and blooming gardens on the Festival of Ridvan. Ridvan. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's the pinnacle of the Baha'i calendar. If you know what Baha'i is, it's that religion that kind of combines a bunch of religions together. Global Pay It Forward today. Clean comedy. Fuck that. World Day for Safety and Health Safety and Health at Work. Well, I'm surprised we didn't celebrate that UPS this morning. Great Poetry Reading Day, Occupational Safety and Health Day. That's a work one. We didn't have anything for that. Our safety committee was not doing their job. And then National Franklin Day. If your name is Franklin, well, fucking hell, Bubba. Enjoy your day. Good morning, JB. What's up? I see GDSOB in the house and Johnny Boomer Tech's doing the work. So please listen to Johnny Boomer Tech as much as you can, because Johnny Boomer Tech does important things. And then if you haven't shared the show, I'd appreciate it if you did. I really would. I'd appreciate it. Why is this all out of order? Oh, because I moved that to the wrong place. So there we go. Let's see who's shared the show so far. Let's see who shared the show so far. Of course, Somnable Nation usually beats me to the punch. Throws out tweets out the show, and then I do mine. If you haven't retweeted mine or whatever, you could retweet Somnable Nation too, which is basically the same spelling at Somnam. Here, I'll just put the old Twitter handle out there. Follow Somnable Nation on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Big Dave, good morning. What's up? Big Dave 1066 in the house. Thank you, Mike Savage, with the Let's Go, and also Somnable Nation throwing out a little Lionel Richie. Is that the dancing on the ceiling video? Oh no, that's forever. Come on and sing it out. We got to party all night long, all night, all night, all night, all night long, all night. Yeah, all night. That song, yeah, all night long. Oh, you were in the chat now. I see the chat now. Also, let's see. And then the Daily Wrestler. And this is one of the, I can't remember who these guys are, but he's one of them. The guy's supposedly from Tonga or some island or some shit. And then, what the hell is that? What is this? What the heck is that? Is this like one of those bands that like Guar or some shit? I don't know what the hell that is. And then our daily woo from Ric Flair. Thank you, Ty Alexander, and all the people share the stream, retweeted my tweet, Reaction Puerto Rico, amazing, or Ty Alexander, Kirsten Shaw, AKK Shaw, Resolute Germ, and Somnable Nation. Thank you. And there's, I put the beer one up today, and Reaction Puerto Rico. Good morning. Always on theme with me throwing up some beer into the thing, because we drank a lot of beer this weekend. This weekend I drank mostly beer, but on Friday I got tired of drinking beer, and so I started drinking Jameson for some reason. And I'm not a huge Irish whiskey fan, but for whatever reason I was like, what should I drink next? Oh, there's some Jameson. I'll drink that. Give me some Dead on the Rocks with a little splash of 7. Yeah, I never got really shit-faced this weekend, though. I'm too old for that shit. I got to tell you. All right, Avocado Diablo, thank you for sponsoring the show. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Put in a small bowling tip jar. Saying odd thing about the photo on your thumbnail. Look at the guy 2 seats to Trump's right in the left photo. His jacket looks black, but on the right it's blue. Well, here's the deal. Okay, let's get to that topic right now. Let's get that one out of the way. Thanks again for sharing the show, everybody. So over the weekend, I'm going to skip, where is it? I'm going to come back. Blue suit is trending because I guess Fortune magazine, let me find the Fortune post first, because it's almost like, do these people realize the internet exists? Okay. Fortune puts out this post about, hang on a second. Let's go Fortune and blue suit. So Fortune makes this post about apparent Donald Trump faux pas. Okay, they post this dumb shit on the internet, and being on the internet, you know that people on the internet are not going to buy their bullshit anymore. It's almost like you realize we all have the internet and we can look up things and see what you're saying. So they post this: Vatican asked Pope Francis funeral attendees to wear all black. Trump wore a blue suit. Okay. And they post this picture, clearly showing Trump in a blue suit. Okay. Now, what they failed to imagine for some unknown reason is that people on the internet would eventually find a picture that panned out a little bit, and lo and behold, all kinds of assholes were wearing blue suits, including the guy 2 seats just on the other side of, is that his wife there? Is on the other side of her. That suit is blue if you look at it in this picture, but you look at it in this picture, the suit looks almost black. Now, first of all, I believe that Fortune not only manipulated this picture by cutting off everyone else in the crowd, because there were all kinds of blue suits in the crowd, but I notice how much darker Donald Trump's suit is in this picture. They altered this picture so the guy 2 seats next to him didn't look like they were in a Navy suit. This guy's wearing a Navy suit. If you look at this picture, that suit is Navy. This is a little bit brighter. Notice that? And as you look at the crowd, there's all kinds of blue suits all through the crowd, including this guy right. Can you guys see my little arrow cursor thing walking around? This guy right here. See that guy right there? That's a blue suit. Do you see who that is? That is none other than Joseph Rahim Biden. Joseph Biden up here wearing a blue suit. But he's not the only one either. There's blue suit here, blue suit here, blue suit here, blue suit here, blue suit here. There's blue suits everywhere. There's some black suits at the front, but there's blue. And then this lady's got a blue sash. Now that's blue and some other color. So the sheiks over here wearing their not black head gear and shit. Prince William in a bright blue suit up here somewhere. That's because he's trending now too. And I'm like, you guys are idiots. You gotta know that you post that picture and within 5 seconds of you posted it, there'll be 5,000 people tweeting about everyone else in blue suits. So that's some dumb shit on their part, if you ask me. And that's why, let's see. And I mean, there's people posting this all over the place of all the people in blue suits, including none other than Joseph Rahim Biden. Blue suit, blue tie. These motherfuckers. And also there's Prince. Is that Prince Harry right there? That's Prince Harry, not Prince William. No, that's Prince William, right? Prince William. And it was the British. Because also the Independent, which is the New York Times owned news outlet from the UK, They also said something about Donald Trump wearing a blue suit. Now, this one is the post Ian Miles Chong put out here is also altered, just highlighting how many of those suits were blue and not black. I think they know it's a digitally altered photo, but this is not digitally altered. This is the photo picture with all the people in the blue suits, and that their pink tie there, and lots of blue ties, lots of blue suits everywhere, including one of the British royals. So these guys it's just insane. And then again, there's Biden and Trump. There's Trump in a blue suit. There's Biden in a blue suit. This guy's in a navy suit. They tried to, they notice how it's more muted in the Forbes picture, because again, this is a little bit brighter, and this one's clearly navy. So anyway, it's just, and look, I thought it was stupid. I remember back with the Obama tan suit thing, way back when, which I thought was stupid, stupid non-controversy then too. But yeah, anything they can do to do a hit piece on the president, they will try. This one's fair. And in fact, this guy, look at this guy. This guy posts, these norms are pretty much gone in the U.S., but for the Pope's funeral, seems like you should adhere to protocol. A funeral calls for a black wool suit. Oh, now it depends on what fabric suit you should be wearing too. Calls for a black wool suit, white shirt and black tie, and black leather dress shoes. And again, look at this photo here. This photo has been slightly altered, because look at how much darker Trump's suit looks. This suit here is a navy suit, and the way they altered the picture makes it look black. But then again, you can see someone's knee right there in a blue suit. You know whose knee that is? That's Joseph Rahim Biden. These people are stupid, man. These people are unbelievable. You don't like Trump or the American right? That's obvious, boring by now. But this post was poorly thought out, and the analysis sloppy, especially when you admit a photo that further out showing many men wearing blue, including aristocrats. You laud. Andy, we may never cross paths again, so let me say this while I have the chance. My family is also from Vietnam, and for years now, the sight of your name has filled me with nothing but sharp, burning embarrassment. Oh, really? And there someone replied with Prince William. And there's multiple pictures of multiple people in blue suits. What a stupid thing for them to do. So anyway, it's just insane. It's just insane that they tried that shit again. All right. That's enough about that. Prince William's trending for the same reason, so I don't need to go into it. There's Prince William again, the blue suit. And then Columbus Day is trending. Now, I was like, why the hell is Columbus Day trending? It's not fucking Columbus Day. But before I answer the question, I must recognize the Pope. Yes, Pope Tyrannus III. Dropping $2.30 the tip jar. And Pope Tyrannus III, you are now
the
new Streamlab Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, Tyre. Pope Tyre, excuse me. I must do a formal title. Who says, you may not see me there, but I was officiating my predecessor's funeral. I was in an imperial blue robe. It is the symbol of calm and unity. But I am wondering, when the left started caring about religion, isn't Christianity evil to them? Survey says, yes, they definitely. Hello, Hoko Sports. What's up? I see you. So, that's all. It's all some silly shit, isn't it? Thank you, Tyler Alexander. Columbus Day is trending because apparently Donald Trump has decided that he's gonna not just, well, the Columbus Day is still technically a federal holiday, and I know some kids get off school for it, some don't. But, everyone's trying to make it, it's Indigenous Peoples Day. Well, there's more than one Indigenous Peoples Day. So Donald Trump posted this, and so everyone's talking about it, who says, I'm bringing Columbus Day back from the ashes. The Democrats did everything possible to destroy Christopher Columbus, his reputation, and all the Italians that love him so much. They tore down his statues and put up nothing but woke, or even worse, nothing at all. Well, you'll be happy to know Christopher is going to make a major comeback. I'm hereby reinstating Columbus Day under the same rules, dates, and locations as it has had for all the many decades before, which I didn't realize they didn't necessarily cancel Columbus Day, like make any official cancellation, but they sure do everything they can to downplay it. It's still a major feat in world history that Columbus crossed the ocean and ended up in the Bahamas or wherever he ended up, and there's a whole new civilization that some destroyed and some prospered in this hemisphere, and we should acknowledge the fact that that was a major world history thing. So I don't know why people hate Columbus Day so much. He just was a guy at the times, okay? Also, gorillas trending. Now, this is funny. I didn't see this guy. There's all kinds of controversies over the weekend. Gorillas trending because somebody posted a question about if you had one gorilla versus 100 men, who would win the fight? and I guess that's controversial because gorillas will fuck you up. But I mean, 100 gorillas, or excuse me, 100 men versus one gorilla. I think maybe you would eventually have, if the men planned it out enough and had maybe some weapons and shit. Yeah, are the men armed? That's a good question. I mean, because one of the points someone made, well, yeah, men have taken down larger animals, basically with no only weapon being a rock. I mean, if everyone had a rock, you might be able to take out the gorilla. But so someone says people are actually underestimating how many 100 is in this men versus gorilla debate. 100 is a lot of people, really. But yeah, but a gorilla, they're strong animals, and people are making jokes about it. So, the first person to approach a gorilla. Gorillas' bone density and their massive strength, it would be a trade. So anyway, this is the one that I wanted to show you, though. Okay, I found it. So this guy's talking about 100 men versus one silverback gorilla, and this guy makes some good points. So I figure it's worth watching. So let's talk about 100 men versus a gorilla. Okay, maybe with a 50 cal. Here's the guy talking about the 100 men versus a gorilla.
I can tell you right now, I would not join a modern day hunting party of men because the question is 100 men versus one full grown silverback.
Now they're armed men. Gorillas getting killed because there are men who hunt gorillas, but 100 men versus a gorilla, I guess, in just a no weapons fight.
Gorilla, and there are people out there like this that are saying that 100 guys would win, and no, they wouldn't. I don't.
Like 100 jackals could kill a lion. Is that the same? Not really. Okay, never mind. Anyway.
No, just flat out no.
No.
A gorilla's skin,
no.
You can't bite through it. Their bones, somewhere between 2 and 4 times as thick and dense as ours.
Okay.
Their hand.
That's the one that would probably be the biggest problem because they're dense bones and they're super strong. It would take a lot of men to take out a gorilla. Anyway.
Like their grip force is something like 1,300
Is Chuck
pounds.
Norris
that
in the
means
group?
That with one hand,
maybe
they could crush your skull. My dudes, this is what you're fighting. When they stand up, they are 6 feet tall. They weigh about 400 pounds on average. They can lift, press, or pull somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 pounds.
Okay,
For some
that's a
perspective,
problem.
that's enough
That's
to tear
problem.
your arm or your leg off. There's guys out here trying to rationalize this, being like, well, we're endurance animals and all that stuff. This thing could operate at a quarter of its strength and still body bag you. And we haven't even addressed the fact that even if you get close enough, But again, all his arguments are one
he's like one-on-one with a gorilla. 100 men with a good strategy might be able to take out a gorilla. I'm just saying.
You can't damage it. Thick skin, super dense bones, wrapped in an
Why don't we have a gorilla fighting league or a gorilla fighting league network yet? Do we not know? Do we not live in America? Is this not the future? Yeah, you know, bring back the fucking gladiators and throw a gorilla in the fucking pit.
Insane amount of muscle. You couldn't hit this hard enough.
There would be a lot of dead humans, but the gorilla would. See, that's what I think too.
To break anything. Like, its femur is twice the size of yours. I want you to look at that skull. That skull could headbutt you and cave your face in, to say nothing of all the teeth.
Again, he's talking one-on-one.
Each one of these appendages is a death area. And even if you don't die, you're going to be missing or have a crushed limb. You're out of the fight until it decides to come and clean you up. And I loved some of the like crazy hunting tactics, because they're like, well, we would just swarm and like, what are you going to get? Maybe 6, 10 humans at the same time. And we would grab its limbs and spread it out. These are going to crush you. It can pull you toward it harder than you can. What are you going to do once you have a hold of its limbs? Yeah, you're going to die because it's going to crush you or pull you into its mouth and bite your head off. You should also know that I have a secret classroom, which you can...
Okay, I don't care about secret classroom. But anyway, that's the argument against 100 men versus a gorilla. I still think, you know, hunting, obviously men have hunted gorillas in the past somehow, and they've somehow prevailed. Of course, they probably had guns and shit, but you know, it's a crazy idea. Good morning, Godzilla, by the way. Anna Lynn, what's up? We have spears done. Yeah, I don't think 100 men, if it was just 100 men with no weapons, they'd still figure out how to make a weapon. They'd start with some rocks or some shit. They'd figure it out. But yeah, there'd be some dead men though, for sure. For sure. Okay, another thing trending, Hanoi Jane's trending again. I have no idea why. Over the weekend, apparently she said something that pissed people off. And I can't figure out what it is this time. Something about, she said she's ashamed of America. She's ashamed of America. And to which most people said, fuck you, Hanoi Jane. So, yeah, I'm going to leave the thread there. I don't really care. She's in her 90s now, isn't she? Isn't she like Siri, how old is Jane Fonda? Jane Fonda is 87 years old. Okay. Well, she's, she made some good movies. I don't give a shit about her politics. I think she's a traitor, but she made some good movies, and I don't care anymore because she's old and she'll be, hopefully before I do, pushing up daisies. Portugal is trending. Now, this is concerning to me, and it has nothing to do with this bus driver video, but apparently, and the reason it's concerned to me, because in 30 days, I'm going to be leaving for Spain, and apparently, there is a electricity blackout in all of Portugal and Spain and part of France right now. That's not good. That's not good. When everyone's life is basically runs on electricity, even in those countries, right? So anyway, there's a blackout currently in all of Spain and apparently Portugal. No one seems to know what the cause is, but people are suspecting a cyber attack. The streets are a bit of chaotic, but order so far is mostly prevailing. Spain and Portugal here's part of the problem is Spain and Portugal got 40% of their electricity from solar and wind in 2023. Is that part of the problem? Nearly all of Spain and Portugal is currently experiencing a blackout. The exact cause is yet to be determined. Many years ago, I was involved in risk assessments on power generation and learned about a black start in Australia. Terrifying, and has guided my thinking on energy security. The roads are absolute carnage as no traffic lights are working. All the power is down and businesses are being impacted. It's terrifying. People will be stuck in elevators. And everything has completely shut down in Portugal. Portugal and a few other EU countries told back out. Passenger trains in Spain got stuck in the middle of nowhere. This is insane. Yeah, their trains run on electricity. I mean, they run a lot of stuff more on electricity. Sweeping blackouts shut down internet and grind transportation to a halt. So I hope they get this figured out in the next 30 days or we might be in problem. But anyway, here's some blackout chaos in Portugal, now parts of France and Belgium. What started as a blackout in Spain and Portugal just got bigger. Now parts of France and Belgium, even tiny Andorra, are getting hit. Trains stopped, traffic lights failed, phones cut, causing plenty of real-world panic. The cause still unclear. Some say it's a European grid fail. Others blame a fire in southern France that fried a major line. Here, let's see some of the chaos here. Let me see if I can make this full screen. So yeah, this is. I don't know why they're having. Wait a minute. It's a freaking roundabout. That shouldn't have any. Why would it affect a roundabout? Except for the crosswalks, I suppose. What's this? What's the next video here? Oh, because the train's stranded in the tube. They must have some auxiliary lighting power, obviously, because they were walking around in there. But the trains are shut down because of it. And this is still current. I mean, this morning this happened. So we'll have to find out what happens. So if you look at this, a lot of their grids, it started in Portugal and made its way towards, mainland Europe. And this right here, see this little spot here? I'll put the map full screen here. Hang on. This is the spot where I'm supposed to be going to, right there. That's where Malaga is, which is in southern Spain. And then we're going to do a day trip to Madrid and a day trip to Barcelona and maybe a day trip to Morocco. They have a shopping ferry you can go take. But we're going to a wedding in the southern Mediterranean tip of Spain. Maybe if the power comes back on. Holy crap. Let's see, what's this? Portugal, Spain, some parts of Europe, France have been power outages. These people look like they're at a bus station or something. Who knows what that is? That's it. Massive power cuts have hit large parts of Spain, affecting public transport, traffic lights, hospitals, shops, and restaurants. Reports of long queues at cash points as card payments are not working. Yet another example why cash must never be phased out. Yeah, that's. I guess we'll have to get some cash exchanged before we go because I don't want to take any chance on that. Good morning, Nomad. Welcome.
Stop. Hammer time.
So there you go. That sucks. Sucks to be them. Then the other thing that was trending was Uniparty. I don't know why. Uniparty probably trends quite often. Just because so many people in our government are so there for the perpetuation of government. And so I'm not even going to go through that because there's really nothing to it. Thank you, JB, dropping a tray in the tip jar, and that makes you the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, dropping the tray. JB says 100 men versus a gorilla. This is a baby argument. Real men debate who would win, 1 trillion lions versus the sun, or better yet, the entire army versus one stick. LMAO. These are old memes. I don't know the entire army versus the stick, but 1 trillion lions versus the sun? I'm still betting on the sun. I will be betting on the sun. Do, 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 do. Hello, Reaction Puerto Rico. You like that transition from one song to the next? It was as smooth as silk. Yeah. All right, next. This is an article that who gave me this? Was it Swamp Fox Ghost? Hang on a second. Let me figure out who gave me this article so I can give credit. Oh, so I can give credit where credit is due. Where are my message? There we go. It was from Jonathan Peterson. No, Jonathan Peterson didn't send me. Who sent me this? Was this from? Was it Reaction Puerto Rico? No. Who sent me this? Oh, this is from the Discord server. Gunfox sent me this, by the way. Thank you again, JB. Then I saw another article about this morning. Let's do some immigration news because I haven't done that. Or illegal. I should say illegal immigration news. You know what I mean? Horag. What is that? SFT6. I don't know how to pronounce that. Horag 6. Welcome to the show. And I don't know why we're mentioning. Oh, I see. The Australians lost to the emus. True. I have to brush up on the emu war because I am not. I hear about it all the time, but I'm not really sure what it is. I just got to go look at that. Is that like actual emus against the Australians? Like a giant horde of emus were killing Australians and shit? I'm not sure what that's about. I hear about it all the time. Yes, actual emus. No shit. I've heard of it. I've just never looked into it. I got to read up about that. That sounds crazy. So anyway, DEA agents have they tried killing a huge swarm of emus. Okay, that's crazy. All right. So anyway, DEA agents arrest nearly 100, including Tren de Aragua members, in Operation Return to Sender. This is from Fox 31 in Denver, I believe. The Drug Enforcement Administration Rocky Mountain Division told Fox 31 that some of Denver's area's worst drug criminals have been arrested and handed over to immigration agents. Special agent in charge in Denver, Jonathan Pullen, showed Fox 31 photos of the 10 people agents said committed some of the most serious crimes. The DEA said people shown in the photos are all undocumented immigrants. They were among more than 90 people that agents arrested in just the last 2.5 weeks in Colorado, which Colorado is not cooperating either. So this is quite the feat. The DA said they were trafficking fentanyl pills, other drugs, and weapons, and were a major money-making machine. Poland said the arrests are a major strike against the drug cartels. Quote, there's going to be less criminals for drug trafficking organizations like the Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels to utilize to peddle their drugs, their poison on the streets of Colorado. One of the top 10 suspects was captured on video being arrested at the Edge at Lowry Apartments in Aurora. Is that the one that they took over? I don't know. Excuse me. I'm sorry. The ones that the complex that they didn't take over. You know what I mean? The DEA and its operations became much more visible after President Donald Trump took office in January. Well, really? No shit. So anyway, there's also an article in the New York Post about it. Dramatic moment, DEA raid. It's an underground nightclub frequented by MS-13 in Colorado. Now this is MS-13. The other one said Tren de Aragua. Which one is it? I think it's Tren de Aragua out in Colorado. But there's dramatic footage of hundreds of DEA agents descending on a Colorado nightclub over the weekend, detaining more than 100 illegal immigrants in an early morning raid. More than 300 law enforcement officers from federal local agencies were, so some of the local agencies were cooperating. Call your mayor and your governor over there in Denver. Probably wasn't in Denver. It's probably in Aurora. Anyway, more than 300, blah, 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 the nightclub. A total of 114 illegal immigrants were detained in the raid on the underground nightclub, allegedly frequented by members of the MS-13 criminal organization, according to authorities. Pick one. I don't know which it is. Hello, TC, by the way. And Tyler F's in the house. Good morning. Federal officers can be seen breaking a large window of an unbranded building as people flee into the night, many wearing outfits suitable for a nightclub, according to a video posted online by the DEA on Sunday morning. Do they have the video? So let's see. This is the police with a search warrant demanding entry, exit the front door one at a time with nothing in your hands, held high above your head. Agents can be heard telling patrons outside the building, followed by instructions in Spanish. Over 8 active duty service members went undercover as security guards or nightclub patrons during the raid, a DEA spokesman said on Monday. So yeah, they did their job. What was happening inside was a significant drug trafficking, prostitution, crimes of violence. We seized a number of guns in there. We had active duty service members who were running security at the club and involved in some of these crimes. DEA Rocky Mountain Division Special Agent in Charge Jonathan C. Pullen said during a news conference Sunday morning. The DEA agents also found cocaine and pink cocaine known as Tusi. Pullen went on. 2 people were arrested on outstanding warrants during the raids, according to Attorney General Pam Bondi. So anyway, there were some active duty service people that were also caught in that raid. And so there's a question about how did that happen? Anyway, thank you, Reaction Puerto Rico says check DMs for videos. Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. In fact, let's just do that right now. I'll oblige my buddy on this. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. What messages? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is from earlier. Here it is. You just sent it. Got it. Oh, okay. Let's look at some of the videos from these. Can I open this new tab? No. Oh, there's one. And hang on a second here. I'll get them both open so I can just play them one after the other. Why isn't this working? Okay, who can tell me what bass line that is? If you don't know that bass line, you are not a true 70s funk child. I'm just saying. All right, let's see. I got that one, and where is it? Good Lord. All right, I'm going to put these with the same grouping of this stuff, though. There we go. Okay. All right, let's check out the first one. Thank you, Reaction Puerto Rico, dropping the links for these. These will be in the links today. So this is from the DEA Rocky Mountain Division. DEA Rocky Mountain led a multi-agency enforcement operation with our local and federal partners early this morning. DHS Gov has taken more than 100 illegal aliens into custody. Drugs and weapons have also been seized in this underground nightclub in Colorado. Oh, well, there's explains. It's in Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs is cooperative. So this is the okay. On your knees, ho. On your knees, ho. All right, so there's that video, and then the next one is in this particular one. This is only 22 seconds long. Let's start from the beginning, though. They had 300 agents, though. Hello, Selected Boy. Yeah, boy. Why'd that do? There we go. All right, so anyway, it was a hell of a raid. So there you go. All right. Let's move on. Other things in the news today. Shush. No, be quiet. Quiet. Why is that making so loud the noise? There we go. I guess that over the... Okay, I did it again. I want you to stop doing that. All right, let me try this one more time and see if this works without that shit going. This is random a little bit, but it's kind of funny to watch Adam Schiff and his cognitive dissonance occasionally. Apparently, he learned something from a cashier at Target, and I just thought this was funny. Andrew Thorsten, good morning. Donkey Punch Bandit, the greatest name on the internet's here. Welcome to the show, guys. Adam Schiff learned something from a cashier at Target over the weekend during a Friday night appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher. The repellent Adam Schiff, that's a good description, shared a teaching moment he experienced with a cashier at a San Francisco Target store. 2 years ago, Schiff traveled to San Francisco. Let's maybe we can let him tell the story. Well, this is on Bill Maher. I'll just read it. It's so great. It's a great story. And it also, well, I'll tell you in a minute. 2 years ago, Adam Schiff traveled to San Francisco, where his luggage was stolen from his locked car. I feel your pain, Adam, in this shithole city. Needing essentials for the next couple of days, he stopped by a nearby Target store to pick up some toiletries, where he grew annoyed when he had to track down a clerk to unlock an item he needed, which was secured behind glass. Welcome back to California, dickhead. Literally. In the checkout line, the cashier asked him if he wanted one of those Target bags with the little bullseye on it. He said yes, because that Target bag is going to be my luggage for the next 2 days. Aww. Wait, no. Aww. Why isn't that working? Shift continued, and she asked me what happened, and I told her. And I've had that experience 3 different times in San Francisco, just to remind you, if you haven't been around here much. 3 times in San Francisco, and I've been robbed all 3 times. But anyway, back to the story. Shift continued, and she asked me what happened, and I told her. And she basically said, in not so many words, quote, yeah, Democrats are assholes. Yay! Oh my God. Based cashier. Democrats are assholes. There you go. Oh no, I enjoyed going to San Francisco, just except for the fact that we've gotten robbed all 3 times I've been there. In 3 different decades, in fact. In the 70s and in the 80s. No, not in the 80s. 90s. Was it 90s? When did I go to San Francisco last? And then in 2019 or 2015, 2019, one of those. It was in the 2010s. Got a smash and grab. Only got a couple things though, because there were some people there that chased the robbers away, but they still got a bunch of my video equipment and shit. I had to buy all new video equipment. Anyway, the first. Now this article goes on to say, oh wait a second, yes, Democrats are. And he said, it continues, and I thought if a cashier in San Francisco at 10 o'clock at night believes that Democrats are assholes because the shampoo is locked up and my stuff got stolen out of my trunk, we've got a major problem that we had to address. Well, welcome to the party, pal. Welcome to the party. Holy shit, you're from there, you... Again, dickhead. So first, the cashier was right. Democrats are assholes. Their misguided policies have inflicted great harm on America. Second, given Schiff's long history of playing fast and loose with the truth, it's hard to take anything he says at face value. But assuming the story is true, you have to appreciate the irony of a Democrat falling victim to the very policies his party helped create. After all, it's often only through direct experience that lessons are learned. Well, this was 2 years ago, so he probably didn't learn a whole lot. So anyway, and then, oh God, I don't know why they have a picture of that asshole there, but some of the people replying to it, though, says it's quite accurate. Democrats are assholes. And late night Target worker is right, of course, because if Democrats weren't assholes, people would not have had to flee the state of California. There would have been be a vague socioeconomic collapse. And yes, we wouldn't be listening to this dickhead. I'm assuming that's what the rest of that sentence is. This one, Schiff's luggage stolen in San Francisco. Shocker! The city's crime crisis under Democrat leadership is so out of control. Even their own cashiers are rebelling while politicians lecture us about root causes. The working class Americans deal with the fallout. So anyway, so that article will be in the links. By the way, if you've never been here before or you're not here often enough to listen to me say it every fucking week, I drop all these links in the chat at the end of the show. You'll see them. So, and they'll be in the description of the video. All right, now the big news, another big news over the weekend that apparently I missed. Well, I didn't miss it. I just didn't have time to get into it too thoroughly. This judge in Wisconsin was arrested for aiding and abetting the the avoidance of law enforcement of an illegal alien. Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan was arrested by the FBI for allegedly helping an undocumented immigrant avoid immigration enforcement. This event has sparked there's protests over this too. Protests and debates about the limits of judicial authority versus federal law enforcement. Wisconsin judges are expressing varied reactions. Well, some of them are pissed off. So anyway, and this right here this is a question. The FBI is now arresting judges who help immigrants evade ICE. Is this what you voted for? That's a good question. Let me ask that question in the Q&A today. FBI. I'm going to put it a little more simple. FBI arresting judges who break the law. Is this what you voted for? Now, I know I am putting my finger on the scale by the way I asked the question, but I don't give a fuck. Hell yes, it's what I voted for. I don't care if you're, remember, because the Democrats are all really mad about this. But I got to ask you a question. Isn't the Democrats have been saying for the last 3, 4, 5 years, no one is above the law. Well, Judge, you're not above the law either. So here we go. 2 judges busted for hiding illegal aliens. Eduardo Flores Luis, a previously deported illegal alien who was in Judge Hannah Dugan's Milwaukee courtroom on charges of domestic abuse. But when ICE showed up, Judge Dugan allegedly colluded to obstruct immigration enforcement and help the illegal alien wife beater make his escape. Now, I know it's a inflammatory way to put it, the way they wrote that, but I don't give a fuck. According to federal authorities, Dugan first tried to pressure ICE personnel into leaving. Then, when she directed Ruiz to flee from a jury door, like this is a door they use when juries are sequestered and they don't want them to have any contact with the public. ICE, however, chased him down and arrested him, and then the FBI busted Judge Dugan because no one is above the law. Judge Dugan, who had previously worked with Catholic Charities, a pro-illegal alien migrant resettlement group, that Catholic Charities is not a pro-illegal alien migrant settlement group. They do other shit. I mean, that's how I got adopted. But yeah, in Milwaukee, the Catholic Charities have been helping the illegal aliens. Had gone further than previous officials in hiding illegal aliens from federal law enforcement. Now, another judge in New Mexico went even further. Former Dona Ana County Magistrate Judge Joel Cano and his wife, Nancy Cano, were taken into custody Thursday after federal agents raided their Las Cruces home. We talked about that last week. 2 faced charges of evidence tampering and admitted allegations they harbored Christian Ortega Lopez, an alleged illegal alien who is also believed to be a member of Venezuela's notorious Tren de Aragua gang. So in a matter of 2 generations, Democrat officials have made a violation of immigration law into a praiseworthy matter. Now comes the accountability. This hopefully marks the beginning of a new phase of enforcement against officials, yada, yada. So there you go. And then now, well, here, first of all, let's some of the fallout from this. Here, there's a judge saying, I refuse to hold court. Activist Wisconsin judge threatens boycott after Hannah Dugan charged with shielding illegal alien from ICE. Leftist judge in Sawyer County, Wisconsin, is threatening a courtroom boycott after a fellow judge was accused of shielding an illegal alien from federal authorities. Judge Monica Isham on Saturday issued a strongly worded email, thank you, Karen, to judges across her state laying out her plans. Quote, if there is no guidance for us and no support for us, I will refuse to hold court in Branch 2 in Sawyer County. I will not put myself or my staff who may feel compelled to help me or my community in harm's way. Bitch, let's keep it simple. Don't break the law, asshole. That's what I'm sorry. Don't hide. If ICE comes and they're an illegal alien in your courtroom and they have a warrant or something, don't break the law. That's against the law to harbor illegal aliens. Let's just say it out loud, often. The judge explained she did not plan on working with immigration and customs enforcement agents regarding illegal aliens. Well, then you don't have to work with them, but don't break the law. Don't harbor illegal aliens. I have no intention of allowing anyone to be taken out of my courtroom by ICE and sent to a concentration camp. Bitch, please. Especially without due process, as both of the constitutions we swore to support require. but if they have a warrant, I don't know. In a social media post on Saturday, Representative Tim Tiffany, a Republican of Wisconsin, shared images of Isham's email. Monica Isham is choosing to protect illegal aliens over the law. She should resign or be removed, he wrote in the caption of the post. So there's that post there. The news comes after Wisconsin judge Hannah Dugan was arrested Friday, blah, 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 blah. So we already read that story. So, yeah, some judges are rebelling about that. Now, here is, and also now, the Wisconsin governor orders state employees to obstruct ICE. Is it just me or is this not going to go well? Hello, Andrew Thorsten. That no one is above the law thing was around when Joe pardoned Hunter. I basically proved he didn't believe that. True. Oops. So now, obstructing immigration enforcement in order to keep flooding America with illegal aliens is an insurrection. Oh, an insurrection! State government refusing to cooperate with federal law enforcement in enforcing immigration because they reject the idea is an insurrection, and it ought to be treated like one. Whether it's Governor Newsom in California or Governor Evers in Wisconsin, the state governors ordering employees to obstruct ICE is a Fort Sumter moment. The state of Wisconsin guidance to state employees encountering ICE or other federal agents at their workplace tells them to ask if their budgets, tell them to ask for their budgets, tell them to sit in a public area, not to allow them to enter into a non-public area, and to refuse to cooperate without contacting a lawyer. Governor Evers' directive warns states' employees do not answer questions and do not give the agent access to any paper files or computer systems because state employees may not grant ICE or another agent access to such data or information. This comes after the arrested Judge Hannah Dugan, or Duggan, whatever how she pronounces it, in Milwaukee for obstructing ICE agents while telling an illegal alien wife beater to run away and help him escape. Other Wisconsin judges are threatening to follow suit. All of this is illegal. State governors do not get to pick and choose which laws they comply with, neither do state employees. Obstructing immigration enforcement in order to keep flooding America with illegal aliens is an insurrection and can be put down. Yeah, I mean they've had these hearings in Congress saying, if you obstruct them, that's illegal to do. It's in the laws they wrote. So I'm just kind of curious, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? And more immigration news. There's a couple of more articles here, like this in the Daily Wire. Democrats and the media are desperate to convince everyone that Trump is deporting Americans. Like they're still calling that dude in Venezuela, or not Venezuela, excuse me, El Salvador. They're still calling him Maryland man. Like he's just a Maryland father and they deported him. He was an American citizen, blah, blah. Democrats and their media counterparts did their level best on Sunday to convince viewers that President Donald Trump had crossed the line they've all been clutching their pearls over for weeks and deported American citizens, minor children, no less. Oh, I have this story. I did. This is one I did hear over the weekend. But as Secretary of State Marco Rubio explains, that is not at all what transpired. Now, for those who didn't spend their Sunday mornings glued to the television and their Sunday afternoons attempting to dig through a week's worth of network and cable news media spin, the Daily Wire has compiled a short summary of what you may have missed. So this is good. We need to get a summary of what this is because this is a longer story than it needs to be. The discussion around illegal immigration and President Trump's ambitious mass deportation plan has been contentious since long before he won re-election in November of 2024. And as his administration begins to make good on his promises to deport illegal aliens in large numbers, beginning with those who had committed crimes in addition to crossing the border illegally, poll numbers backed his play as a majority of Americans said they were in favor of an illegal alien facing deportation. But opponents, this is one of those. Hang on a second. I got to fix this. Please make this fixable. Copy. Oh, good God. I hate these stupid robots. What am I looking for? A bus. That's not a bus. Let's see if that works. Okay. Oh, good Lord. This is going to take a while. So anyway, I'll just give you a synopsis. So over the weekend, there have been a few people deported. Mothers in particular. Oh no, mothers who have had deportation orders for a long time and never showed up for the deportation, never left. And a couple of these mothers were the mothers of young children. And the story over the weekend was Trump deported a 2-year-old American citizen because the child was born in the United States. The mother had a deportation order. And what had happened was it had nothing to do because the father was, I guess, allowed to stay. The mother had a deportation order. There's family here, whatever. But the mother had a deportation order. She decided to take her daughter with her. But the spin on it was that Trump is deporting American citizens. That's not what happened. But the mother, because imagine this. Imagine if in deporting the mother, the child stayed in America. Then what would the spin be? Trump is stealing babies out of their mother's arms to deport them. No, mom said, you know what? I want the girl to come with me to wherever the hell I'm being deported to. I can't remember which country it was. So she took her family with her to be deported. That was her choice. So here, is this the full article? Yes, it is. There we go. Okay, now I got the full article up. It took me a minute. So here we go. So MSNBC host Simone Sanders Townsend said just a week prior that the deportation of Salvador national and MS-13 member Kilmar Borrego Garcia was proof that the Trump administration would eventually come for American citizens. Now, she's stupid, and no, Borrego Garcia is not an American citizen. She also argued that he would start in communities of color. So, well, now look, I gotta remind you, our friend Jeff Charles was deported to Gambia. That's a joke on the internet. That's an internet joke. Hello, Robert Banks. Hello, Midnight in Exile and Anna Lynn. That's an internet joke. Jeff has not been deported to Gambia. He doesn't even know anyone. He doesn't know anyone in Gambia. Anyway, Whoopi Goldberg also claimed earlier on ABC the view that the Trump administration could come for anyone if they could deport terrorists. You just got to keep your eyes open, y'all. She warned, going on to imply that even American citizens were at risk of deportation, because if they can just come up and take somebody because they've made a decision that you're supposed to be the person, any one of us could find ourselves being deported to some country when we've never been there. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I know. I'm going to keep the Q&A. By Sunday morning, the narrative was set. Trump's Department of Homeland Security was deporting minor children who were American citizens. Oh, no! On CBS News Face the Nation, host Margaret Brennan blindsided border czar Tom Homan, who said he did not know about that specific case or the story. Quote, on Friday, there were 3 American citizen children born here who were deported along with their mothers from Louisiana down to Honduras, Brennan began, noting that one of the 3 children was a 4-year-old who had stage 4 cancer, and saying that the child had been sent to Honduras without being allowed to first speak with a doctor and without medication. Oh my gosh. The cruelty of it all. Now, I understand that this mother's child entered the country illegally, but isn't there some basis for compassionate consideration here that should have allowed for more consultation or treatment, Brennan asked? Holman objected to Brennan's framing of that question, saying that he was not familiar with the specific case, but adding that no U.S. citizen child was deported. The mother was deported along with the children, Brennan insisted. The children aren't deported, Homan said again. The mother chose to take the children with her. Having a U.S. citizen child after you enter the country illegally is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. It doesn't make you immune from our laws, he added. And then they have a couple tweets there. Having a U.S. citizen child does not make you immune from the laws of the country. American families get separated every day by law enforcement, Homan repeated, saying that the mothers in question had received due process and had chosen to take their children with them when they were removed from the United States. They'd already had deportation orders. That's the point. CNN's Dana Bash used the same framing in State of the Union, posing a question to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer about the 3 American citizen children who were deported with their families, including one suffering from metastatic cancer. Chuck Schumer used the opportunity to claim that the Trump administration was violating due process by deporting illegal aliens whose presence in the United States was in itself a violation of the immigration process. Quote, due process is the hallmark of what our country is all about, the rule of law. And ICE and Trump seem to break it in every single way. He believes he's a king. He is not, and the American people are totally against what he is doing in this regard, Schumer claimed, despite polling data that says the people are, in fact, in favor of mass deportations. And on NBC News Meet the Press, host Kristen Welker tried the exact same setup with Secretary of State Rubio, even after he explained, as Homan had, that it was the illegal alien mothers who were subject to the deportation orders and the children were simply taken with them when they were removed from the country. He noted that for the children, because of their citizenship status, there was no bar for reentry to the United States for them. Welker pushed back anyway, asking, is the U.S. policy to deport children, even U.S. citizens with their family? And I hear that what you're saying, without due process, just to be very clear. Bitch, please, he said. No, he didn't say it. No, again, if someone is in the country unlawfully, illegally, that person gets deported. If that person is with a 2-year-old child or has a 2-year-old child and says, I want to take my child with me, well, that's what? You have 2 choices. You can say, yes, of course you can take your child, or whether they're a citizen or not, because it's your child, or you can say, yes, you can go, but your child must stay behind. Rubio noted that would create a whole new problem, saying, and then your headlines would read, quote, and someone said in the chat, I think Banks said this, U.S. holding hostage 2-year-old, 4-year-old, and 7-year-old while mother deported. The parents made that choice. The parents made the choice. I won't play the video, but you get the idea. So anyway, yeah. So, they chose to. Otherwise, we would be separating children from their mothers. No, you had a deportation order. We enforced it. And if you want to take your kids, yeah, we're not going to stop you from taking your damn kids. Come on, people. You stupid or something? All right. Yeah, let's go to the Q&A real quick, because I'm sure there's some answers to this question, which I meant to put in the poll, not in the Q&A, now that I think about it. But let's see how we answered this question. The question in the Q&A, FBI arresting judges who break the law. Is this what you voted for? Nomad. Yes. Pope Tire. Yes. GDSOB. No one needs to further sell me on the idea that my decision to vote for Trump was the right decision. Deport them all. Kara Soldier. Why is this even a question? Democrats continuously prove how hypocritical they are. True. Avocados Diabli. Will you even remember this is here and read them? Bitch, please. Well, you already reminded me once. Anyway, and Lord Stand-Up, why, yes, I'm delighted this is the case. And Lord Stand-Up, no, I voted for gibbeting. What the fuck is I don't know what gibbeting is. Don't confuse me with shit. I have no idea what it is. Thank you for those who joined in the question. We are ending the Q&A. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see. Oh, I've got time left. I've got some odds and ends to do. Apparently, Governor J.B. Pritzker, the rotund one from the state of Illinois, thinks that Republicans should not know a moment of peace. He's pulling a Maxine Waters, the 2028 Dem hopeful, can roughly be divided into moderates. What? Wait a minute. What? Oh, the 28 Democratic hopefuls can roughly be divided into moderates trying to reckon with what happened in 2024 and urging the party to pull back from the craziness, and the crazies who insist that they did nothing wrong and want to double down on it. Many of the born-again moderates, like Governor Gavin Newsom, are really crazies when it comes to actual policy, pretending to be reckoning with the fallout as a political tactic, and so is going all in on militancy like Senator Cory Booker and now Governor J.B. Pritzker. They know what's going on and going to get more applause from their party, and it's not going on a podcast with Charlie Kirk. In that regard, Pritzker, JD, the Breton one from Illinois, has outdone every other Democratic hopeful by delivering a New Hampshire speech with no ideas, just a call for war. Oh, JD Pritzker was in New Hampshire? Did he fit? It's an overwritten and badly delivered speech, but the applause makes it obvious that this is the talk that Democrats want to hear from their leaders. Never before in my lifetime have I called for mass protest, for mobilization, for disruption, but I am now. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. Let's see what this says here. Let's look.
Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption.
Never.
But I am now.
And that'll be endearing. That will endear you to every person trying to get work when you got the protests blocking the freeway. Because, when Democrats call for protests, they do some stupid shit. And other people be like, the fuck out of our way. Go stand over there and protest to people who aren't listening to you. Anyway. Well, that's the applause line.
These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. They have to understand that we will fight their cruelty with every megaphone and microphone that we have. We must castigate them on the soapbox and then punish them at the ballot box.
So he said to a raucous crowd at the... What's this? I don't even know any cities in New Hampshire. I don't know. I can't. Can anyone name a city in New Hampshire? I can't. I don't know why. I should, but I want to go there sometime. It's one of the few states I haven't been to. So anyway, because there haven't been enough riots yet. Yeah, right? Let's see. The obvious question is, what does he intend to do about it besides write more checks? Yeah, he's a billionaire. He's the oligarchy that Bernie Sanders talks about. Still, Dems love the message that they did nothing wrong and that they need to fight twice as hard and shove men twice as hard into the ladies' room, right? Oh, back in his speech, Pritzker said Democrats should blame their losses in November on a lack of guts and gumption, not the party's defense of black people, transgender kids, and immigrants. Voters didn't turn out for Democrats last November, not because they don't want to fight for our values, but because they think we don't want to fight, that we don't want to fight for our values. Yeah, good luck with doubling down on that. Thank you, Avocado Diablo, returning to the spot.
You are the new Streamlab Superstar sponsor of the day.
Avocado Zombie with a small bowl in the tip jar saying, you skipped my answer regarding, what was that called? If we vote, this is what you voted for. You skipped my answer. I said no. I voted to have them dressed and painted like Smurfs and march through town while people threw water balloons filled with cum at them. But I will take this. AD? You are disgusting. I'm just curious how you're going to fill water balloons with cum. That's... is that like, well, I suppose, it could be like, it doesn't have to be human cum. Like, we get those, so I working at UPS, there's a certain type of container. That's very obvious that like breeders cow breeders send bull semen in, and they come through UPS all the time. I'm like, oh, that's the bull semen container, because it's very distinctively a distinctive shape container. And apparently there's a reason they ship like there's a specially designed container that they ship bull semen in. I always curious how they get the bull semen. I don't really want to know, but they do, and they ship it in these weird. In fact, the containers look like a mushroom. They're this tall, shaped like a mushroom. Don't know why. It says there's a reason, but anyway, I'm sure that's more than you wanted to know. All right, other articles that I have open here. Apparently, Schumer's already talking impeachment again. If the House and Senate flip in 2026. Trump is violating the rule of law. Let's see what he says here.
Start with developments with regard to Russia and Ukraine. The president met one-on-one with President Zelensky. Both sides called that meeting productive. Afterwards, President Trump criticized
this is 9 minutes
Putin's
long. Are we gonna watch
attacks on
this?
Ukraine and said, quote, maybe he doesn't want to stop the war. He's just tapping me along and has to be dealt with differently. As the Democratic...
Now look at that. Now his blue suit there is not as bright. Notice how it's navy too. I swear they doctored that photo somewhere along the line.
Leader in the Senate, you're a member of the so-called Gang of Eight. You see intelligence about how the war is going. Are you supportive of these negotiations?
Well, look, my great fear, Dana, is that Trump will just cave into Putin. That's been the overall indications all along.
Okay, we don't need to listen to this. I just want to read this article. On Sunday, during an appearance at the CNN State of the Union, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, smarmy prick from New York, did not rule out impeaching President Donald Trump if Democrats take control of Congress. Oh, it'd be their fucking wet dream. If you ask me, they're not going to get the Senate back, though. Host Dana Bash said, your colleague from Georgia, Senator John Ossoff, told voters at a town hall that he strongly agrees that President Trump should be impeached. Do you agree with him? What would that be a priority if Democrats were to take back Congress? Schumer said, well, look right now. President Trump is violating the rule of law in every way, and we're fighting him every single day, every way. And our goal is to show the American people over and over, whether it's the economy, whether it's tariffs, whether it's Russia or overseas, and whether it's the rule of law, how bad he is. And you know, it's 2 years. It's too far away to predict. Our job is day to day to day to show who Trump is, what he's doing, and it's having an effect, as your poll shows. So you're not ruling it out? He continued, the American people are realizing. So you're not saying no. Look, it's too far away to even judge. So in other words, they're not ruling it out, in other words. So he refused to answer that question. But there's already some, obviously there's the one member of the House, I can't remember his name, Al Green, whatever, is already, he's put articles of impeachment on the table, but no one's even taking it up. And there's other senators who are ready for that too. So there you go. All right. America has no king. Hillary downplays Trump's executive orders while limiting replies to people that agree with her. To people that agree with her. For full context, I am not suicidal, the writer says. But, did you see that? Oh, man. One of the Epstein, Virginia, what's her name? One of the Epstein victims committed suicide. And Jeffrey. She committed suicide, and there's tweets of her saying she's not suicidal. And holy shit, that's nuts. And so she's the one who got a settlement with Prince Andrew, and she was has said she had contact with Bill Clinton. Ooh boy, didn't she also get hit by a car? I don't remember that, but she was the one who was in the accident a while back and in kidney failure. Is that true? okay, maybe the not suicidal thing was from a while back. But anyway, the only reason I thought of that is because Hillary Clinton, you know. Anyway, so, oh God, fuck, I don't care. Okay. So anyway, the Clintons have been under control. The Clintons that have been under the control of Hillary for at least the last 15 years seem like they should be treated like China and the CCP, pariahs to the rest of the world. The problem is that Hillary Clinton still thinks she's Hillary Clinton from 2010 or even the 1990s. Oh, I see what I'm saying. Newsflash, even SNL routinely made fun of Hillary when Bill was president because people knew even then that she's mean, horrible opportunist. Fast forward to this week, and Hillary courageously posts on X a regular reminder downplaying the effectiveness and legitimacy of President Donald Trump's executive orders. This is your regular reminder that executive orders are not royal decrees because America has no king. Well, thank you, Hillary, for reminding. Oh my God, I was beginning to think that we had a king. By the way, Hillary, the twice failed presidential candidate, limited to who could respond to her post on X to those she follows or people she mentioned, which was no one specifically. So why so scared? She doesn't like getting ratioed. She just didn't like it. Why so scared, Hillary? I'm sure you have someone running your X account for you. It's like you know how unpopular you and the things you say are, so you cry about democracy while eliminating people's ability to freely respond to your words. But to be fair, she's right. America has no king. America has a president, something she's never been and never will be. Yeah! And that's the entire point of that article. So there you go. That's from MRC TV with a big Sean Hannity ad. All right, I have a few other articles open. I don't have time to get to them. There's an article here in the Daily Wire. How Trump sealed the border in his first 100 days. The flow across the border has slowed to barely a drip, not even a trickle. And somehow he did it without the new immigration laws. By the way, I have a question for anyone who says the words, we need comprehensive immigration reform. I would ask them, what the fuck does that mean? What does that even mean? Our immigration system is broken. No, we just don't use it. We don't enforce it. If we enforced our immigration system, maybe it wouldn't be broken. How about the immigration system's not broken? Your dumbasses just refuse to enforce it. And that's why a judge is, down going to jail. In the Daily Caller, ironic twist, man who allegedly stole Kristi Noem's bag is an illegal migrant, according to DHS. I guess, I don't know how they do that. The suspect they found the suspect? The suspect who allegedly stole U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem's bag while she dined with family at a hamburger restaurant late Easter Sunday is a criminal illegal migrant, authorities said on Sunday. Oh, the irony. The irony. Matt McCool, special agent in charge of the Secret Service Washington field office, announced Sunday that Secret Service agents working closely with the Metropolitan Police Department of Washington, D.C., had arrested a suspect believed to have robbed Noem of her bag. The defendant was taken into custody without incident in the District of Columbia. The suspect was a serial offender, but he appeared not to have targeted Noem because of her person or position as DHS secretary. The suspect will face charges in a federal court, according to McCool, and I'm going to add this side that will probably get deported. This individual is a career criminal who has been in the country illegally for years, and so on and so forth. So remember what, because, they stole her purse and she had $3,000 in cash. Like, who carries around $3,000 in cash in D.C.? Jeez. Use I don't know, whatever. American Greatness. Did USAID use taxpayer funds to help finance Trump's 2019 impeachment? Remember when I asked that question? How much USAID funds have been used for, or just government agencies that send out money to NGOs? How many of those NGOs were getting money to help the impeachment of Donald Trump? Investigative journalist Michael Schellenberger says that the United States Agency for International Development, also known as USAID, the CIA, and Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project helped orchestrate President Trump's 2019 impeachment. So there's a whole... You can read the whole article. The answer is, duh. Of course they did. They probably. Okay, would it surprise you Anybody, would it surprise you if some USAID money made its way back into the impeachment process of Donald John Trump? Not at all. Not at all. Zuckerberg's trillion-dollar meta empire sits on razor's edge as antitrust case rolls on. As you know, they're trying to break up the meta. What do you call it? Meta universe, so to speak. And so there's antitrust, and they're trying to make him break off Instagram and WhatsApp because he has too much control. I don't, honestly, there's enough shit out there. Nobody gives a shit. But what does antitrust in social media look like? I mean, think about it. Anyone remember AOL, America Online? Where's that gone? Google's still out there. X is still out there. There's other places social media you can go to. Granted, Instagram and Facebook's are the 800-pound gorilla, but still, there's others out there that people use. In fact, more news probably is disseminated on X and TikTok. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where that case goes. But there's more. Oh wait, is Boasberg on this one too? Boasberg's on this trial too. Why does Boasberg get all these cases? Holy shit. U.S. Judge James Boasberg, an Obama appointee, is presiding over the bench trial with no jury in play. It's a bench trial, too. Boasberg alone will decide whether Meta's acquisition of Instagram in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014 broke antitrust laws by stuffing out competition. Well, I guess we'll find out. What up, Willie? Willie is in the house. Also, Daily Caller, White House correspondents apparently can't tell black women apart in an embarrassing mix-up. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Is this it? This is the White House.
Our final award tonight is a special one. The Dunnigan Payne Prize for Lifetime Career Achievement. It's named for two trailblazing women, Alice Dunnigan and Ethel Payne, the first two black women to serve in the White House press corps. Many of us are here because they kicked down some doors for us, including Black Press USA's April Ryan, who's with us tonight.
Oh, they show, watch.
April has officially become the longest serving African-American
They're going to
White House
show
correspondent
someone
in
besides
history.
April Ryan. Did they not show it? So this is so apparently on the screen there they showed a picture of Yamiche Alcindor instead of April Ryan, and that's why they're laughing. So during his remarks around 10 p.m. Eastern Time, WHCA President Eugene Daniels appeared to shake his head and mouth, "That's not her," as he praised Ryan while giving remarks about awarding the Dunnigan Payne Prize for Lifetime Achievement to former WCHA President Bob Ellison, who, like Ryan, was involved in the American Urban Radio Network. Alcindor also appeared aware of the error, mouthing, "I'm not April Ryan," while the internal feeds camera was mistakenly on her. So you couldn't see it from the picture, but yeah. So they mistook, they don't know they're black women either. There you go. Black women get no respect. In the Washington Free Beacon, Harvard quietly trained members of Chinese paramilitary organization after the U.S. sanctioned it over the Uyghur genocide. Training the ex-PCC risks complicity in Beijing's atrocities against Uyghurs and other ethno-religious minorities, foreign policy expert says. Harvard has a lot of the Ivy Leagues have a long tradition of doing things for the Chinese because the Chinese give them a shit ton of money. And you can read this one on your own. And also the Daily Caller. Oh, what's there? Apparently education in Mississippi has been improving, which is interesting because Mississippi has long been known as a hellhole as far as education of its populace goes. But apparently Governor Tate Reeves says the soaring educational outcomes in Mississippi is what known as the Mississippi Miracle is real. Republican Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves detailed how conservative education reform led his state's school system to achieve some of the best outcomes in the country, a phenomenon dubbed the Mississippi Miracle, in an exclusive interview with the Daily Caller. The Associated Press in 2023 referred to the state's skyrocketing test scores for fourth graders as the Mississippi Miracle, explaining Mississippi went from being ranked second worst state in 2013 for fourth grade reading to 21st in 2022. And then an updated National Assessment of Educational Progress report card from 2024 shows Mississippi leading the nation in demographic adjusted 4th through 8th grade scores and it went viral on social media. So Mississippi's always been like in the bottom 5 as far as educational achievement, and now suddenly they are near the top or at the top in many categories. So that's good for the state of Mississippi. I wonder what they did that's different from the rest of the country. Could it be that maybe they just got a little better and everyone else got shittier? That's a question AD asked. Did Mississippi get better or did everyone else get worse? That's a good question. But that's certainly part of it. But also their scores have risen significantly in Mississippi. So it's a little bit of this, little bit of that. Dun, dun, dun. We're reading Mississippi. Look, if you can spell Mississippi, you're doing pretty good in Mississippi. But anyway, yeah, so congratulations, state of Mississippi. The Federalist, judge strikes down an Illinois law requiring pro-life doctors to promote abortion. Yeah, that's the dumbest shit. When they make laws where you have to practice something that you don't practice, like it's just dumb. Judge struck down an Illinois abortion promoting mandate as a violation of the First Amendment and a resounding victory for free speech. Nurse at a pro-life pregnancy center was conducting an ultrasound for that mother's 18-year-old daughter who was pregnant. The mother and her pregnant daughter told the nurse that they had already decided on an abortion but came in for an ultrasound just to know how far along she was. Seeing the flickering black and white image, the pregnant daughter's mother broke down. The small figure on the screen was 9 weeks old, the same age as the child she had aborted 20 years earlier. Back then, she believed it was just a clump of tissue. Now witnessing for the first time what an unborn child at the gestational age looked like, she saw that on that ultrasound a baby, her grandchild, and the weight of the realization crashed down on her. The nurse paused the scan to console the daughter's mother and tell her about the resources that her center offers for post-abortive parents. The mother, at the end of that visit, she went up to her daughter and told her that she would help her and that they were going to keep the baby. The nurse, Pasha Bolin of Pregnancy Aid South Suburbs, testified during a trial in Schroeder versus Trato Jr. That moment reaffirmed Bolin's belief, one that is shared by hundreds of pro-life doctors and pregnancy resource centers across Illinois, that abortion offers no medical benefits, only harm. Yet for the better part of the last decade, the state of Illinois has battled in court to force pro-life doctors and pregnancy centers like Bolin's to share the so-called benefits of abortion with pregnant mothers in their care. So now court has now blocked that promoting requirement, being anti-First Amendment. Look, and it's the same thing with transgender surgeries now. There's places that are requiring doctors to give that as an option, or hospitals to provide those services, or like forcing Catholic hospitals to provide abortions. That's just stupid. Hey, this is not a service we provide. We don't have any doctors here that do that. Go find another place. And I've never understood that. Forcing people to practice a discipline of medicine that they don't practice or have, it's dumb. Anyway, it'd be like, hell, well, all dermatologists, you must offer plastic surgery services or be able to recommend plastic surgery services. Fuck you. I'm not doing that shit. I haven't done anything about that shit. Anyway, there's a scorecard in American Thinker about Trump's first 100 days in the links today. Daily Wire. There's a here's where we stand after Trump met with Zelensky at the Vatican, which he did during at the Pope's funeral. I don't have time to get into it. Also, Jonathan Peterson sent me a podcast that I'm going to put a link to today too, the Unsubscribed podcast. Or no, was this Reaction Puerto Rico? No, this is Jonathan Peterson said this. Apparently there's regarding the Buffalo school system. And I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it this afternoon, but I trust the recommendation, so I put that in the links today. All right, let me figure this out real quick. Just got to get rid of a couple things here, and then I can drop the links in the chat. There's that, and we'll get rid of this and this. All right, here are today's links from the show, and that's it for today. Here are two. I will also have them in the description as always, and that's it for today. Thanks, guys, for showing up today, and I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and let's have a good week. Back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Got to go, though. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.